Before we begin tonight's stream, a slight content warning. This stream is liable to contain copious bird puns. Some of them deliberate, some of them just will be accidental. But feel free to call me out on them. Once again, that's a content warning for copious bird puns. Right, let's crack on. Oh god. Auf geht's. Good evening, I am Loxley, I'm a goat, I play board games. and tonight we are going to play Wingspan, which is a game that kind of passed me by, which is surprising because it's a really, really prestigious game. It's like number 20 on Board Game Geek and is winner of the Spiel des Jahres, Kennerspiel des Jahres, not even the Spiel des Jahres, the Kennerspiel des Jahres, the Connoisseur Game of the Year of 2019. So, yeah, I have just not been paying attention. I've not played this game a huge amount. I have gone through the tutorial just to get myself familiar. This is the Switch version, which is actually currently on sale. And it is really good. It's an engine building game based off cards, and I am just absolutely in love with engine building mechanics. They are a lot of fun. I just enjoy having that. Everybody starts at the same state, and then you slowly build this engine that creates different outcomes each time, and there's so much variety you can get with them. So yeah, this is something that passed me by when it was released. I mean, there was a small pandemic happening, but yeah, I've not played a huge number of board games, but I'm almost certain that I should have played this sooner than this. But let's go straight in. It's I really enjoy it. It's also really nice and relaxing. It's a very nice way to spend a Saturday night playing with a bunch of birds and just getting them to come and live in my sanctuary. Okay, so one thing I will say, so as you can see, preserve archive. So I've played this exactly once. That is the tutorial, and you get to keep all your histories, which is actually kind of cool. And it tells you your score. Like, one thing that is really nice about this is that it has all of the points scored as you go, whilst and that's done in the background by the computer, because I think that's often the case with board games, is that sometimes that kind of end of round, end of game plotting and logistics is a little bit can be a little bit dry. I like it, but that's me. I'm slightly dry. Right. So there are two versions of this game that we're going to play tonight. Not necessarily going to play just two games, but I am definitely going to play both versions. So because it's a computer game and it's software, you can just play a custom game, have yourself an AI, either human or AI, and you can have them in different difficulty settings. But we also have Wingspan was created with a single player variant by a company called Automa Factory. Now what these guys do is they take a game's mechanics and break it down into a deck of cards which you flip to act as your opponent. So if you don't have another person to play with during the physical game, then you can use this deck and you actually have an analog artificial intelligence playing the game against you, which is fantastically cool and clever. And it's something that's also been done in a few games, like Scythe has it. I'd have to look up the other ones, but I know Scythe and Wingspan have it. There's also a similar variant in Imperial Settlers, though not by Automa Factory. It's just a one-player instructions. But it's really cool because it means that you've got a game that you can play both on your own fairly contentedly, but also with people if you have the physical copy. So I'm actually going to do a bit of a compare and contrast. I'm going to do first game I'm going to do is custom game, just playing against the computer AI, and then I'm going to see how that compares with the Automa deck. And then, who knows, maybe towards the end we'll get a me versus the Automa and the AI, because the Automa can always just play alongside humans, as many humans as you want, well, up to 4, or AIs in this game. So yeah, I'm really excited about this because this is just a very nice chill game, but it's also got some really nice mechanics and things you can do with it. So I am going to just set myself up against a normal AI, and you get to choose their player color. They show up to orange, and you also get to choose from one of the 3 varieties of VTuber avatar. So we have purely animal, some form of animal-human hybrid, or human. Let's go. Actually, that's kind of animal-human hybrid with the feathers in the hair. I do like that. That's really cool. As you'll notice, I'm a purple badger. There are no goats in this game. It's quite tragic. I might go for this very nice, chill-looking deer, I guess? I don't know. Actually, no, I do like the duck in the bomber jacket. The duck in the bomber jacket just is fun. You also get to choose any of these player backgrounds, so you just get very nice chill environments and very comfy visuals. It's lovely. It's such a nice game. I went for the sunflowers. Cool, so I'll just go for me against a single AI this time because we've been playing against multiple AIs quite a bit in Armello. Might expand that out later. We will see. So I'm going to crack on. I swear I have never used the phrase crack on quite so much in my life as during this stream. Right, so turns are randomized. So we're currently looking at the duck's turn. So it's kind of a really interesting way of doing it, of doing a game, because it's actually only 4 rounds, and each round you lose one of your actions. So you can see I start with 8 turns within this round, then round 2 I have 7, then 6, then 5, which means that which kind of fits with an engine building game, because what you want is a machine that kind of gets more and more efficient as time goes by. So, but at the same time, you're then going to be pushing up against the limitations of only having so few turns in that final round to maximize your abilities. So each round you have a set number of goals. So let's have a quick look at that. Press A to start the turn. Oh yeah, we've got all these things we can do at the start. There we go. So, round 1, count the total number of eggs on birds with this specific nest type. So that's a bowl nest. Multiple eggs on one bird each count. Star nests count towards this goal. Okay, cool. And then we also, in the second round, we want to count the total number of birds you currently have in that specific habitat row. That's the forest. Wow, we have lots of eggs on birds in different types. So that is absolutely fine. And to actually score first in that first one, I think I need 4 eggs to get first place. Okay, that's absolutely fine. So we've got quite a variety of nest types, but any of these can also... There's a star nest type, which is a wild card. So ideally, you want a lot of star nests, because that will keep us going through the entire game. Cool. And particularly we want birds in the forest, the woodland area. Let's just close this. So choose 5 things to keep among birds, cards, and food. Okay, so we definitely want the Cooper's Hawk, because the Cooper's Hawk can be in the forest. Is it ones that can only live in the forest, or is it... Oh, it's in that specific habitat row. Sorry, there's some scorings that are based on purely that can only live in that habitat. And we also have ground nests, stick nests. Okay. Right. So, based on that, what I think I want is probably... So both the house finch and the Cooper's hawk are going to potentially get me points from eggs. So if I just take them and also the 3 food that I need in order to play them, so that's cherries and a wheat for the house finch and a mouse for the Cooper's hawk, I can play all of them during my first turns, which is a good starting point. I can also play a house finch, but certainly get lots of eggs on something with a bowl nest. So yeah, let's choose the house finch, the Cooper's hawk. What's this? Oh, I can also get a bonus card. Excellent, that's really good. Wow. So I can choose wetland scientist, birds that can only live in wetlands, which is the bottom, or anatomist, birds with body parts in their names. And if I get 4+ birds, I get 7 points. Oh, and it also gives you the percentage of the cards. Hey, Hanzo, how you doing? We are playing a game that'd be very close to your own heart. We're playing a game called Wingspan, which is an engine building card game. I'm currently right at the start, so you've not missed anything. I'm just choosing what to do with my hand, and we're going to go from there. So I'm going to grab... So basically, it does indeed, doesn't it? It sounds right up your alley. So basically, to give you a quick overview of what I've already said, we are trying to get lots of birds with lots of points, and you can also get bonus points based on these cards, which... So in the first round, I want that specific nest type and eggs on that specific nest type. So, for example, the house finch has that bowl nest type, and it can hold lots of eggs, so that'll be worth a lot of points. So I'm going to pick that and the Cooper's hawk, because the Cooper's hawk is going to benefit me by going into the woodland area, which is the second round bonus. I'm also going to get the food that I need to put them in play, and I'm also going to choose a bonus card. This is on the Switch, but it's Switch with crossplay on with the Steam version. What do I want? Cooper's hawk, house finch. I'm going to go with anatomist, because that then gives me something a little bit easier, because I'm going to be very focused on woodland first, and this gives me bonuses to birds that live in wetlands. So I'm going to go with anatomist, and we're going to start. Cool. And this is my first turn. So just to give another quick overview, this is four rounds in the game. In the first round I have 8, and then I have 8 actions, and then I lose an action each round. So in round 2 I have 7 actions, round 3 I have 6 actions, round 4 I have 5. But as I put more birds in play, I will have more things within my engine, so doing fewer actions still will get me a lot of results, or at least that is the theory. Oh, can I just check, is my volume okay? Fantastic. It's also just like a nice chill game. Like, I played the tutorial. As far as I can tell, there is no swordplay or violence in this game. So it's a nice change of pace from Armello. Right, so first turn, and we have an AI opponent. I'm going to start. So just to give a quick, I'll give a quick overview of what we can do on my turn. So in your woodlands, I can get food from the bird feeder, which is the dice in the bottom right. And as I put cards down, I can do more things. So right now, I can only get a single dice for a single dice of food. Whereas if I have a bird covering that dice, I could get a dice of food and also trade in a card for a second food. And it gets better as you go. In the plains, grasslands, I think. This is where we lay our eggs, so this is going to be very useful. You get to lay more eggs as you put more birds down, which kind of makes a lot of sense. And here is where we attract more birds. So right at the start, I can draw one card for an action point. I can get more cards as I play more birds in the wetland, and I'm particularly interested in that ruby-throated hummingbird because that is going to contribute both to my anatomist power and also can go in woodlands, and it's a bowl-based bird, bowl nest bird. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to play the Cooper's Hawk because I've got the food to do so, and it makes sense to start building the engine soon. So I'm going to play that there. It doesn't cost me any eggs to play it because it's the first card. Yep, pay that. And pay that and confirm. Oh, right.
Cooper's hawks hunt forest birds and mammals with great stealth.
I also kind of like this game because it just gives you little facts about the birds as you play them. Anna's Hummingbird gains, each player gains one food from the bird feeder, starting with a player of your choice. So this is one thing that I really like about one thing I really like about this particular engine builder is that some games like Race for the Galaxy, which is genuinely one of my favorite games, they don't have a huge amount of player interaction, but this genuinely has a lot of gives you interest of certain birds in your opponent's territory will give powers or be activated by things that are happening in your territory. So it really does give that back and forth. It's not a particularly aggressive game, but you are still interested in what your opponent's doing. So Anna's Hummingbird, each player gains one food from the bird feeder, starting with the player of your choice. I can't imagine why Anna would not choose herself first, but let's see. Oh, I'm going to choose. Okay. Let me. What was that? Oh, actually, I just. You. Oh, you could just take you. So the ruby-throated hummingbird will just take any food, and that is exactly the power that's currently being used. So that works to me quite well. I'm just going to take. I'll take a grain. Are there any corvids? I don't know. I've not seen all of the birds that are in this game yet. There is on the homepage or the start page a bird section, but it fills in as you see the bird cards in play. So we may well discover together whether there are any corvids, Hanzo. I'd hope so. I mean, it seems to be quite a broad spectrum of birds. Right. So I currently can't play the house finch, because the house finch needs an egg to be played in that position. So best thing we can do is go to the egg laying area, select an egg, and we can put eggs on the Cooper's Hawk. Don't ask me why the Cooper's Hawk is going to lay eggs which will then be used for the benefit of the house finch. I don't know. Yes, confirm that. Oh, sorry, that was just... I was very confused there. I was like, is that not my turn? It was my turn. It had moved over to the other player's turn. And... other player gained food. Okay, so... we're going to play the House Finch. Which is also going to activate the Cooper's Hawk. And... you've kind of gone just a little bit ahead of where we are, actually, Hanzo, because birds do eat birds. So when you play the... oh, no, that's not going to activate the Cooper's Hawk. I'm misunderstanding a mechanic. But I am going to put the house finch down. And that is all the food that I need. So select a bird from any habitat to play an egg. So get rid of that one.
House finch. These finches are rarely alone. flock in the hundreds.
Oh, nice. So we now have a house finch, which is a bowl-based bird. Actually, I think the best thing we can currently do is let's make our egg laying more productive, because we have but then I'd need some food. So if I play so right now if I just choose to lay eggs, I get 2 eggs. If I play a bird over this card, then I'll go into an area where I can lay 2 eggs and spend a food to... Sorry about that, dropping things. Anyway, as I was saying, we can go into a state where we can spend a food to get a 3rd egg, which is quite good, but we also don't have the food. We then lose the food in which we need to play the hummingbird. Oh, I do like... this is what I enjoy about board games. It's just all these little decisions of, well, do you get food to do that? But we could get food, then play a card here, then lay an egg. But is that then... That's then 3 turns of my 5, 2. Whereas I could, in theory... I think I'm just going to really work on... How many do I recommend using here for? Okay, let's spend the next couple of turns having the house finch lay eggs. Because that, in theory, lets me really push that wing condition. Yeah, let's... As I say, I don't know if these are the most efficient plays, but yeah, it's a fun... part of the engine building mechanic is that learning what works, what goes well. How many players are in the game? So there are 2 players in the game. We can actually go and have a look at my opponent's habitat. So they have a great horned owl in their forest area. They have a hummingbird in the... Oh, hang on. Oh. Okay. So I've clearly made a slight... I've misunderstood when they were saying Anna's hummingbird. I had assumed that the hummingbird was under the control of the player, who the computer had randomly called Anna. I did not realize Anna's hummingbird was an actual species of hummingbird. That's really... Sorry, I delight in that. This is why it's a great idea to look at your opponent's cards. It's like, you just don't make that mistake. I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, so Anna's hummingbird, and so they don't have a huge amount going on. They certainly don't have the scope to really beat me on getting eggs on bowl nest birds, which is a positive thing. I'm actually now wondering if I want that hummingbird. Right, let's go back to mine. So in answer to your question, there are 2 players in this specific game. It goes up to 5 players. There's also a solitaire mode, which is effectively an analog AI, which I'm going to be playing after this, because I'm really curious how that compares to an actual computer AI. And then maybe for the end, I'll put myself against 4 hard opponents to just see what happens, like a mixture of easy, medium, and hard opponents. So yeah, let's lay some more eggs on our house finch. And that then is going to... And then we can actually choose to get ourselves set up for the next round. So that means I'll spend my last 2 turns getting food, drawing cards, and being in a position where we can start to work on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th rounds. So Alice Hummingbird gains 1 from Bird Feeder. Again, this activated, so that means that my opponent activated their egg-laying area. Let's just go for a berry. What draws you to owls, Hanzo? I'm curious. So what I really want to make sure I don't do is I don't want to be in a position where I inadvertently take any eggs off this house finch. Because if I now, I think I'm okay. Yeah, I don't think they can beat me on eggs. But it is almost certainly within my capacity to inadvertently spend an egg, which I don't need to. Do I actually want to get that hummingbird? Actually, no, the hummingbird is quite useful. And it's more useful than the wren or the barn owl because it's got an anatomist, so it is covered by, yep, there we go, throat, and it can go in the woods, and it's worth 4 points. So it's worth a number of different points, plus it's got a few abilities to get me food when it's activated. So that is a genuinely good idea. Yeah, I'm going to grab that ruby-throated hummingbird. You come here. And that is my turn. Oh, nice. Yeah, we had... one time I petted one, it was the softest thing in the world. They are really soft. They are lovely. I have held an owl... was it? I don't know. I held a... I think it was either an owl or a peregrine falcon at like a not a zoo. A farm day, which was very cool. Okay. So I now want to get some... I think I probably want to get... Actually, I've got plenty of food. I don't need anything more for this round, really. I don't need to lay eggs because, I'll be honest, those eggs may now just sell me for the rest of the game. I actually think I probably want to draw another card just to prepare. Yeah, but I'm gonna... So rather than... So with the cards, you can either draw from the face-up cards. Ooh, that's... The house wren is useful, but I don't think it's useful enough for me to draw it, because that's only a one-time activation, as opposed to any time you use that row. So I'm just going to draw a blind card and see what it is. It's green heron. What does that do? So trade... Oh, when activated, trade 1 food for any other food from the supply. So that green heron is going to be really useful. And it is also useful for round 4 because it can hold 3 eggs. And it's got the right nest type for round 4. Excellent. Okay, cool. That's great. Yeah, I'm going to confirm that. Oh, I blasted through that by mistake. So let's quickly go back into the scoring. Yeah, so in round 1, I got first because I had more than the 4 cards, so I had the most of eggs in that bowl type, so I get an extra 4 points. And you can see my total score at the bottom. So you also get points for holding eggs on cards, so that's another there's a few different ways to score points, which I'll go over. So if we have birds and habitats, bonus cards, I've not got any points for that yet. End of round goals, which I just got 4 points for. Laid eggs, which is eggs on bird. Cached food, which we're not come into, and tucked cards, which we are going to come to in a second. Yeah, when activated. So where do I? Oh, that green heron's got to go here. But that's also not the worst thing, because that will then allow me to draw additional cards if I pay eggs, which means that that finch at the start has really done me a huge favor. Right. Okay. Let's start to work out a plan. Doopa-doopa-doo. I don't need any eggs. I don't need food, and do you know what? What I'm going to do, I'm going to play this heron first, because then that lets me draw more cards as we go, and it's free. I don't have to pay eggs for it anyway. So you need either, except of course I have neither the fish nor the invertebrate that the heron will want. I can use two types of other food, so I could use up my cherries and my wheat, but what I'd be more inclined to do in that case, particularly because there's an invertebrate right there, I'd be more inclined to play the bird feeder, or play the bird, I should say, play the hummingbird. So I'm going to get those two food anyway. I don't really want to get rid of any cards right now, so I'm actually going to take the 2 food, so I can actually re-roll at any time if I want. If all the symbols match, I can then re-roll them, but I'm not too fussed about that. I'll get 2 invertebrates. I don't think that it really matters at this moment. So now I have an action that's going on that, and now we will activate the house finch. I don't want to tuck a card behind the house finch, because it will allow me to, because I will lose some of the benefits that I'm getting. But it would allow me to draw 1 random card, but I'm still not going to. Yes, I want to skip this power. That's absolutely fine. And the Cooper's Hawk lets me look at a bird behind look at a bird from the deck, and if the wingspan is under 75 centimeters, I tuck it behind this bird, and that's then worth 1 bonus point at the end, because the Cooper's Hawk has fared well. Cerulean Warbler, you live behind the Cooper's Hawk now. Excellent. Herons, yeah, herons when they're kind of on the ground do look very odd. They are incredibly majestic, long-necked things, but then they do end up very hunched and small. Right, so now that I've got that invertebrate, I'm going to play this green heron here, and that actually lets me cycle through food a little bit more. Oh, interesting. Sorry, I was talking over. I forgot they give the little bits of information. So if you missed that, the green heron throws objects onto the water to attract fish. So they actually use bait. That's very cool. And okay, I also want to play I want to play this ruby-throated hummingbird. They are literal fishermen, yeah. So I'm going to play this here. I'm just going to use these berries because it doesn't really matter. Oh. And I'm going to spend an egg off the... Oh, actually, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm going to spend a bird off the house. I'm going to spend an egg off the house finch, because the house finch's eggs are not useful for points in the long run now, whereas the Cooper's Hawk in the final round will be really useful for points. So rather than spend an egg off that, let's spend one of the eggs that's kind of not as useful.
Hummingbirds feed on nectar, but they also eat many small insects.
Cool. I've played Northern Flicker, which definitely sounds like a bird. That there was a great tweet that went round about birds that sounded like they were named by people who didn't like birds, which I'm not going to find on stream, but I will share it on Twitter later because it's very funny. Right, so you're not doing much right now. You're a little bit behind me in terms of having forest-based creatures, but I probably want at least one more. So let's go getting cards. Unfortunately, none of the drawn cards actually have the benefits that I want, so there's nothing that will go in the woodlands. So what I will do is I'm just going to draw from the deck at random rather than draw from these three. I'm also going to get one of the house finch's eggs to get additional cards. I'm just going to get one from there. That is ooh, I mean, it's not the terrain I want, but it is a very point-heavy card. The 9 feathers is the card's value. Plus, discard an egg from any of your other birds to gain 1 from the supply. Ah, interesting. Cool. Right, okay. I'm going to choose... that's... the American Avocet. Okay, so nothing that's specifically useful for this round, but both of them have useful nest types. Both of them... When another player takes the lay eggs action, this bird will... Oh! Okay, so that's going to be really useful. They're just kind of expensive to play. That being said, I've already got 1 invertebrate, 1 wheat. Cool, that really worked. That works out well. How many turns do I have left? I've got 3 actions left this turn. Oh, and I also get to trade for something from the supply. Okay, so I feel that fish come up less frequently, and I need actually. Now I'm going to get rid of one of these, and I'm going to receive a mouse. I think that's useful. So yeah, because we drew cards, I get to... So I really need to spend the next... But to be honest, that also works for me, because now I get to spend time getting food, which will then... activate the ruby-throated hummingbird, activates the house finch, and activate the Cooper's hawk. Oh, I've just noticed. Does that? Yes! Black-crowned night heron. So that heron is genuinely... yeah, that is a really good card for me. So much so that I might consider tucking the American Avocet behind the house finch and just seeing what comes out of the cards. Cool, interesting. Or even spending the American Avocet for an additional food, but let's see what's there first. So what I'm after is 2 invertebrates, a fish, and well, at the very least, I'd like an invertebrate, a fish, and actually, no, I just need I just need a fish. Okay, let's do that. Let's re-roll the dice, see what comes up, and then... None of these are fish. But there is... But I can spend multiples. Let's get one of these. And in fact, let's get 2 invertebrates, because they seem to be useful. I'm not going to get rid of that card, because I'm going to tuck it behind the house finch instead, because I think that's a better play. Yes. Yep. I'm gonna gain. Okay. So I understand. I think I've realized the benefit of occasionally choosing which player gets the first food from the bird feeder is if all the symbols in the bird feeder match, then you can re-roll all the dice, which gives you a better resource pool. So right now the resource pool is 3. I might as well take from that because that is the largest the resource pool is going to be, rather than allow my opponent to get from the bigger resource pool. So anything I take will not make these match, so they won't get to roll, so they'll just get to choose between 2 things. I will get a wheat. Yep, and as I said, I'm going to put the American Avocet behind the Housefinch. Not entirely sure what that is meant to indicate in nature, but that's fine. I still would like something that lays in the woodlands, which I still don't get. Oh, okay, that's fine. Oh, but Scissortail Flycatcher. All players gain +1 invertebrate from the supply. It's worth 8 points. It's a little bit better. I will take it. And let's look at this from here. So Brewer's Blackbird. So yes, there are corvids. Blackbird is a corvid. This particular blackbird is not going to have the best existence. So that gets tucked behind. That gets tucked behind the Cooper's Hawk. And because we got Anna's Hummingbird, Anna's Hummingbird, each player gains 1 from the bird feeder. So again, that's the same as it was previously. So both hummingbirds, despite being different broad species, because I think they both have hummingbird, they are in fact they have the same power. Oh, also that's a scissor-tailed flycatcher. So again, that really benefits my ongoing schemes. And those berries will let me play it, so that's really good. And in fact, I think I might just put that down straight away because it allows me to get more eggs over time. And then I could also start... Do I have... Oh, I'm not really... I don't think I'm really in a position to get the... start on the bonus points for round 3, which is a shame. Yeah, I'm going to play you here. 2 invertebrates and cherries.
Scissor-tailed flycatcher. The mating display of these birds involves aerial acrobatics that show off the long tail.
Oh, cool. In fact, that is the bird from the box. The scissor-tailed flycatcher is actually on the front cover of the box of Wingspan. And we get more food. Unhelpful. So this is... I think I get to choose first because my opponent is now looking for me to pick this worm, in which case they will be able to get the mice. But I'm not going to do that. You have to have... less good. You have to have a less good choice. Okay, let's start a turn. So I could lay eggs. Eggs don't really help. I could get food, which does potentially work because once I take 1 food out of there, then I can re-roll to see if I can get some fish, which will let me get the black-crowned night heron down. Or is there anything in the draw birds deck that makes me want to? Because the shop row will be swept at the end of this turn. So the Clark's Greed, the Sandhill Grain, and the Lasley Bunting will not be available. There'll be 3 more cards drawn. Beak, belly, bill, breast. So no, bunting is not part of the anatomy. So that is not useful to me. There's nothing useful there for me. There's no real benefit to laying eggs right this moment. I mean, I've got food to lay eggs. We're only on round 2. Let's get food. So I will choose an invertebrate, and then I'm going to reroll everything. And okay, I'm just gonna have to get a bunch of stuff, and yeah, I don't want to get rid of a card because that will not help me. So let's just go for let's get a mouse, and the black crown night heron can just have 3 mice and an invertebrate. Oh, and everyone gets stuff from the bird feeder. Yes, definitely. I will definitely do that. I don't think there's any way that either of us can have all of the can re-roll anything in here. So let's just go. I'll just go for myself first, and I'll get that fruit because why not? I don't want to tuck a card behind this bird because it's not useful. Yes, I will skip that. And yes, let's see what's behind here. The Greater Roadrunner. Meep, meep. Turns out Wile E. Coyote should have just been a Cooper's Hawk. And yeah, that would have saved him a lot of trouble. Off you go. No walking on air. No running into murals painted on walls. Nice. So I'm actually doing pretty well for the bonus points. Round 3. Interesting, neither of us have any bonus points in round 3. So in theory, I should be able to get in for that reasonably easy if I can get the birds. But I'm not convinced. Thank you. Let's have a quick look. What do you have? So you don't have... So you have... Oh, okay. So you can get 1. You can get 1, you cheeky... So you might be able to... I would be slightly annoyed if you were able to get a single egg and get 6 points off that. That said, I feel I'm doing pretty well. 43 points, I feel, is not bad. And we want... Oh, let's go straight down and have a look at the... Yes! That's what you want. So we definitely want the red-tailed hawk. Do I want that? Actually, I want to play the brown crown night heron because then rather than selling an egg, I can just get the 2 cards, which will work very well. So let's start by playing the black crowned night heron because I've got the food for it. Yeah, so that's saying use 2 mice. Actually, I'm going to change that because I definitely want... So it's going to be an invertebrate, a mouse, one of those, a corn, a grain, and a fruit. Because then that leaves me with 2 mice, which will also let me get the other one that I want. Yeah. Yeah. The red-tailed hawk. So yeah, I definitely want the red-tailed hawk in play. That's really good. And we still have plenty on the house finch.
Black-crowned night heron. Night herons eat carrion and eggs, in addition to fish, rodents, and invertebrates.
Wow, they will just have anything. 5 turns left. So now, having done that, I can choose to get the red-tailed hawk. And I don't think kite... Crown... No. So I'm just going to draw something random from the deck. Chimney swift. That sounds adorable. Yeah, I'm going to take those. What was the chimney... Oh, and the chimney swift... The chimney swift is a wild card. So that's really good. And I can discard an egg. So let's do that from the house finch. because that lets me get... I actually need another invertebrate for that. That's perfect. Great. And what's my other power? Oh, I can trade for something else. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep what I currently have. So red-tailed hawk, black-crowned night heron, scissor-tailed flycatcher, red throat. So I still need one more, and that will get me 7 points. So I want to... Yes, I want to play that card. Does it really matter where I play it? I don't think it does. This will let me get more... that will let me get more eggs. So let's play the Chimney Swift in this area. If the bird's to the right of if the bird's to the right of all of the birds in its habitat, move it to another... Oh! Oh, you're interesting. So I actually don't want to play you immediately. I want to play you after the red-tailed hawk. Because you're kind of interesting. You do some interesting things. Okay, cool. Well, why am I not allowed to... Wait, what? Oh, I choose food. Oh, don't skip. Am I still in my turn? Why am I choosing... Oh, did this because of your hummingbird? Oh, now they're a fish. Right, now it's my turn. That Swift is an oval with wings, you're right. When activated, look at... Yeah, okay, great. Yep, do that. Select a bird from any habitat. This house finch has genuinely paid for itself.
Movies almost always use the red-tailed hawk's call for any raptor.
Huh. That's really cool. So that will actually leave me with a food, and there's a bunch of fun activations here. Yeah, let's put the Chimney Swift down, and then we'll lay some eggs. Yes. Select a bird from any habitat to lay an egg. Yes,
Chimney
please.
Swift. These birds have adapted to nest in chimneys instead of hollow trees.
Oh, that's adorable. It's also probably really dangerous for them. Yeah, that Swift is just an oval with wings. You're absolutely right. Okay, so I now want to lay eggs. And I specifically want to lay eggs either specifically on that Chimney Swift, and then anything that has the cracked twigs on the on the card. So Cooper's Hawk gets to keep its eggs. Yeah, that's definitely a good call. So do that, and we're going to spend a food to discard. And now I get to lay 4 eggs. So I want to lay 2 on my Chimney Swift friend. And I get 2 more. Let's lay 1 on the Cooper's Hawk and 1 on the Black Crown Night Heron. Oh, and I get to move the Chimney Swift to another habitat. Ah, that would have been... that'd be interesting. Oh, well, that's fine. I am going to want to draw cards next turn. I'm probably also going to want to get food, so I will move it to... Yeah, I'm actually definitely going to need food, so I will move it to the woodlands. What's the next power? I get to look at power. I've got a hawk, so draw a card. Oh, it is not small enough for the hawk to eat, so I don't get took that. And I also get a... And everyone gets a invertebrate from the supply. Yes. And then my final round. So it actually doesn't matter if I... There's nothing there I particularly want. Whilst food is whilst it's really easy to get food, it probably makes most sense to get food. And then the Chimney Swift will move here. Ooh, that's... Yeah, and then I can start the next round by drawing cards. And hopefully there'll be a bird that has a body part name. Yeah, let's do this. So if I get a fish, I can now re-roll. Wow, that is... Okay, fine. Let's get one of these and get... Actually, no, hang on. Let's re-roll again, just for the... Ooh, that's a nice spread. I do like that. I'm going to get a fruit. And that's good. And you're going to go to the Riverlands. Yes, everyone's going to gain one from the bird feeder. I'm going to pick myself first. I'm going to choose... Let's choose the rodent. And then tuck. I'm not tucking that card. That card is worth so many points right now. Oh, wait, hang on. Why is this saying it's worth 7? And what have you got? Barn Swallow. Barn Swallow took a card from... Yeah. Oh. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Yep. That Cooper's Hawk is great. Oh, I feel very happy about that. And we're going into the final round with already ahead on the nesting thing. That's really good. Right, so I've got plenty of food. Hang on. Ruby Throat, Scissor Tail, Red Tail. Oh, Black Crown. Well, the thing is, I don't actually know how much the duck has got in terms of points. I think it's probably not doing as well. Also, it's a normal difficulty, so maybe in the next game I will add some hard, or after I've faced it off against the automata. Okay, so there's actually no longer any benefit to me getting birds with body parts in the name, so I can purely focus on things that... Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that King Rail. When played, draw new bonus cards and keep 1. So it's a bit of a Hail Mary right at the end, but honestly, that potentially gets me even more points. Plus bronzed cowbird. Oh no, that's lays 1 eggs on another bowl, so that's not useful. But King Rail can have lots of eggs on it, so that sounds like a great plan. Yeah, let's draw bird cards. I'm going to take the King Rail. And I'm also going to... Canada Goose. Oh, interesting. I'll just take one randomly. American Goldfinch. Ooh, when play... Okay, that's really useful. That's very fun. Okay, cool. We'll take the King Rail. If this bird is the right of other food, where do I want it to go? Eggs. I want it in the grasslands. And you discard 1 from any of your other birds to gain a food from the supply. Not sure I actually want eggs that badly right now. I'm not sure I'm wanting for food. I've got a fish, I've got an invertebrate. I've actually not got 2 grain. So discard 1 to gain anything from the supply. Oh, discard one from any other bird. That's fine. Right, this chimney swift can lose an egg. And I'm going to get a corn. And I'm going to give away one of my invertebrates to receive another grain. Look, the American goldfinch is suddenly very, very welcome in my territory. And if I do this, if I play the American goldfinch here, that will let me get more eggs without having to spend food. So that's a really good idea. And I gain 3 from the supply. So that's... Ooh, that's definitely a good idea. Yeah, do that. And yeah, actually, if I get... Oh, I need to spend an egg. Oh, no. Do that. Oh, I need to spend 2 eggs. That's right.
American goldfinch. Goldfinches breed late after the milkweed and thistle have gone to seed.
And gain 3. That's really useful. So I have lost 2 eggs, but I can now get 4 back for having played that goldfinch. Let's do that. Yeah, what was it? Oh, so if I get the Canada Goose, that would let me get rid of a bunch of wheat to tuck cards. Ah, but it's cards from my hand, so that's not as useful. Okay. In that case... So I've got 3 turns. One of those has to be putting down the King Rail, which will require an egg. After which I can spend basically 2 turns just playing eggs. And I've got lots of activations in here, though actually not all of them are particularly useful, but that's fine. Okay, let's put the King Rail down. And yep, that's fine. And we're going to use this egg.
King Rail. King Rails declined 91% from 1966 to 2014 due to habitat loss and pesticide runoff.
Okay, birds with a non-specific, with a flappy power? I don't know what power that is. Sorry, I'm just trying to work out what I actually have that has that power. Ah, okay, so that's from the house finch. Okay, so do you know what? It's a free 2 points. Why not? Yeah, I'm not going to get the nest box builder, but the bird counter. Yeah, I will. That's a free 2 points. Sure, why not? So 2 turns left, and yeah, we're just gonna go and we're gonna go on a bit of an egg laying spree. And it needs to be in. So the Cooper's Hawk gets 1. You 2 don't. The Red Tail Hawk gets 2, and the Chimney Swift gets 1. And then basically, yeah, okay, that's great. And then because I'm laying an egg, I get to. Sorry to that particular. Yeah, the hawk has not had good luck this game. It has done poorly. I gain a random. Yeah, sure, why not? Does not matter. That one invertebrate, as far as I'm aware, does not matter. Sure, whatever. And this is the final turn. I am going to lay eggs again. As far as I'm oh, my word. Right, so let's have a quick look and see how many eggs can you lay. You cannot lay enough eggs to make up for the difference. Nice. Cool. I'm gonna lay eggs, and you're not gonna lay eggs. You can lay one, and then you know what? I'm feeling generous. Each of you can lay an egg. And then I get to give the hawk one thing. There we go. The hawk has had one bird to eat. And we get a thing from this wife. That's fine. I believe that is the end. And the duck will get to do a thing. By one! By a single point in the egg round. Excellent. I love that. That's very satisfying. Okay, so this is the total for the... So, points on birds, bonus cards, 6 versus 9, end of round goals. Okay, the end of round goals definitely did it for me. Nice. I'm very happy with that. I definitely need to play against a more complex computer opponent. I'm very happy with that. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. I think next time I am going to... I definitely want to save this game to the archive. I cannot imagine why you wouldn't. Yeah, I am going to... that is so... It's a very satisfying game. It's just... even if I had lost, it's a very nice game to be building this bird sanctuary. It's just very nice. Just very chill. So yes, if anybody, we'll have a look at the birds I have unlocked. Yeah, so you can see there are lots of birds, most of which I have not seen. It's such a pretty game. It's just everything about it is chill and joyous, and it makes me happy. Right, I am going to have a quick drink. I'm going to mute myself for a second. I'm going to let this lovely relaxing music play for a moment, and then we are going to go and see what a robot bird is like. So this is the thing that really fascinates me, is the Automa deck. So you can see we've got a nice fancy. It's like what was the name of the enemy? The songbird. Yeah, it looks very much like the songbird from BioShock Infinite. Yeah, very steampunk. But yeah, Automa is a brand. It's from a company called Automa Factory, who publishers approach and they get the Automa Factory to produce a deck of cards which effectively acts as an opponent for a single player campaign. And this is something that's been really well done in a number of games. I'm really interested to see how it works in Wingspan. So yeah, I'm gonna have a quick drink. I'm gonna leave you with this lovely chill music, and then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna have a look and see what the Automa's like. Hello, friends. I think that should be well balanced. Thank you very much. Welcome back to you. Did you get a... I hope everyone got a drink. I hope everyone got... took the opportunity to stand up, stretch, get those muscles moving just a little bit. Let's have a look and see what the Automa does. So yeah, as I said, the Automa, I said much earlier, but the Automa is basically a deck that will come with the physical game. And that will always give, I think you shuffle it. Oh, there's actually easy, normal, and hard. I'm thinking we might have to try the hard mode against the deck. Let's make you... Oh, hang on. Let's go for... Let's make myself green. Nice green sash. And of the 3 types of VTuber avatar, I'm going to go and be the purple badger. Just because, you know, I wear a purple jacket. I would go for the deer, but you know, it's antlers as opposed to horns, and I feel that the purple badger is more my pace for this board game. And do you know what? Let's oh, I do like an evergreen. I think I'm going to go for this one. This is 4th of the second row. I didn't see. Oh yeah, that pigeon, 4th of the second row. My word, that is our look. Yeah, that is worrying. I do like the duck in the bomber jacket. Like, that is probably my second favourite after the comfy badger. And this person who, with the feathers in her hair, does in fact just look like somebody's VTuber avatar of some human bird hybrid. Okay, do we get to choose the colour for... Yeah, we do get to choose the colour for the automata. You can be orange. Oh, I don't get to choose what your background looks like. That's absolutely fine. We are going to make you hard. I once met someone on the street with a 2-meter feather in her hair. So I'm really curious. Was it yours, first off? Okay, so let's have a look. Did she definitely know that it was in her hair? Wearing it horizontally on the subway. Did she know? She definitely knew it was there. It wasn't just like she'd not just been attacked by a particularly large bird. Right, so let's have a look at what our points are going to be for this turn. Wow, you already have a point there. That's interesting. Okay, so there's not much that's going to allow me to carry on between rounds, because we want eggs of a specific nest type, birds in woodland, birds in wetland, and then... What does that last one mean? Count the total number of birds with this specific nest type that have at least 1 egg. Each bird counts just once, regardless of how many stars... Oh, okay. So I want to get lots of the skinny trunk nests and also the bowl nests. And then I really want to spread the wealth. I mean, actually, what I want is lots of birds with wildcard nest types. And I also want them to be for both the woodland and the wetlands. That doesn't actually... That's not the worst thing. Okay, none of my bonuses get me to have Oh, okay. So this is a really good starting hand. Not necessarily because... So I could play... So Pygmy Nuthatch potentially gets 4 points just for having eggs at the end of the round, which is pretty good. And I can tuck a card from my hand behind this bird. If I do, gain 1 invertebrate or a week from the supply. That's pretty good. Yellow Drumpled Warbler would get me points in the second round and potentially the third round. But what I might want to do is get the Blackneck Stilt out and then Sprague's Pipit. That gets me points in the third round, but it also gives me more cards than I otherwise would have, which gives me some free card draw. And same with Sprague's Pipit, it gets me a bonus card. Speaking of, let's see what my bonus cards are. Food Web Expert. Birds that only eat invertebrates, or birds that can only live in wetlands. Okay. Does that change my decision? Interestingly, it means that I am even more likely to go with Blackneck Stilt, because the Blackneck Stilt will get me both of those. Probably... That's only 9% of cards. So that's far less likely to come out, whereas birds that can only... There's 26% of cards. I kind of want to fill the wetlands with birds anyway. So let's go with that. Wait, what? There we go. Right. So definitely want to get the Blackneck Stilt. And... get one of the... Oh, I can only take one. That's absolutely fine. So I probably want something that has a variety of things. You're not particularly useful. You're quite useful. You're potentially useful because you could very much dictate my entire game. Because I could get something... Yeah, start with Sprague's Pipit. But then you're not really useful long term because you don't have a territory that benefits me, you don't have a food type that benefits me, and you don't have a nest type that benefits me. So actually it's less useful having you, because whilst the bonus cards are nice, it's only a one-time thing. And that's not as useful as I might like, whereas I could actually get more food. I get 4 food. I'm going to get 2 random birds. Tuck a... So you would be beneficial in that... So you and a few egg lays will get me... Tuck a card behind this bird. If you do, gain 1 invertebrate or 1... wheat from supply. This kind of lets me cycle cards, and is potentially useful in the final round. Let's go with the yellow rumpled warbler. And actually, you are very cheap to put in play. Get the Pygmy Nuthatch as well. And I want to have the weapon. Okay. That is a interesting start. So you already have something in play. How is this... Okay, what am I looking at here? Okay, so... So the automa action, for each egg icon in the section for the current round, give the automa 1 egg token from the supply. I'm not entirely sure what I'm looking at here. Okay, I'm going to go and play my first turn, see what the automa looks like, and then we're gonna come back and see this. So let's go to the wetlands. Let us... Oh no, I need to actually get food first because I need more things. Okay, that actually works fine. Pygmy Nuthatch, you are going to be useful for the first 2 turns. And you are worth 2 points anyway, so that's not too bad. So you can go.
Pygmy nuthatch. These flocking birds often have helper birds bringing food during nesting season.
Okay, right. So that just says draw a random card. So play bird, draw face up card, and it gets 6 points for the face up card. So this is okay. So this is a very simple piece. This is a very simple thing. It basically gives you an instruction: do this thing. At which point it gets a set amount of points. So it'll either draw a face down card, draw a face up card, get some eggs, and it will just get an equivalent amount of points for that action. I wonder what they do to... I'm not sure where they're getting the current end of round goal score from. Yeah, carry on. So I now want to get a bunch of... Actually, I just want to get 1 invertebrate. I'm not even going to burn a card because what I want to do is get a single invertebrate, get a second invertebrate off the Pygmy Nuthatch, and then I can bring my stilt friend into play. That's really good. So let's do that. No, I don't want. I want to do this first. And you can go here. Do that. Oh, I need to tuck a card. You know what? I'm going to tuck this yellow rumpled warbler. And I'm going to get an invertebrate. You draw. Okay, so you just so it's just removing a degree of the it's just removing some of the cards from options most of the time, like because you can't really get away from eggs. Not sure what it is going to. It's getting these points for the egg bonus, this round bonus from. That'll be interesting to know. Right, let's go to the Riverlands and play my black-necked stilt friend.
Black-necked stilt. When not breeding, stilts form closely packed groups and will mob predators.
Okay, so... Oh, you're useful. Actually, there's a few that are really good here. So you will be useful in round 3 and round 4. You'll be useful in round 2 and round 4, but you have more. But this one has more eggs. And playing the bird into the same habitat, paying its normal cost, and that kind of relies on me having stuff in the right. 4 players gain 1 from supply. I think it's better to have when activated cards than it is to have when played. So I'm going to go for the common yellowthroat and also the eastern Phoebe, because I think they're going to be more useful in the long run. Yes. So you just take an egg, which gets you 1 point. I'm going to need more food. Also going to need eggs. So is this a good time to... No, I need food to draw something anyway. I don't want to tuck that. So I want... What do I want? I probably want the... I mean, ideally, I probably want the Eastern Phoebe. And the Eastern Phoebe is quite useful because it will let me get more... Yeah, okay. Or do I want to get more birds first? I don't have any eggs. I don't have any food if I do get eggs. I would really like more stuff in the woodland. Let's get some eggs. And I mean, that one of those eggs is going to come off anyway, but that kind of is still useful. Okay, and it also gives me a running total on... Does it just get like 1 point towards the... End of round goals base value? Okay, that's... So will it just get like to a maximum, or is it going to get 1 point every round? I don't know. Let's see. Round 5. Right. So having the Eastern Phoebe could be useful in round 2, or it could be useful in round 3. Either is fine. Oh, but of course. Think about birds that can only live in the wetlands. Well, that means that I want to be really discriminating about what birds that I put in the wetlands. So if it can go anywhere other than the wetlands, it should go in that place. So you go there. I don't have the food to play with the Eastern Phoebe. Oh no, wait, what? Oh, that makes sense. That's because I've got no food at all. Right, cool, that's fine. Let's get a food. We're not going to skip a card. Skip that power. Yep, try not to starve them. Don't starve the birds. Wait, what? What? Remove end of round cube. Remove 1 point from current end of round goal. What? What are these cubes coming? Where are the cubes coming from? Not entirely sure. I feel like this is definitely one of those things where I'm quite glad there was a computer managing this. I am sure once you actually have the rulebooks in front of you and you can see what these different symbols mean, it makes a lot of sense. But that is definitely a bit of an odd... Well, for want of a better word, a bit of an odd bird. Right, you play there, you go there. You spend an egg.
Eastern Phoebe. Phoebes use mud to attach nests to riverbanks, rocky outcrops, or human structures.
So select the first dice face available in the third feeder and remove all. Okay. So that just takes some stuff out of the bird feeder. Okay, so the bottom left does show you where the automa action is coming from, but it's whether... I don't know where it's getting the end of round cube. So 2 turns left, and I pretty much want to spend all of it putting eggs on birds. Because there is no benefit right now to putting the yellow throat in. There is no benefit to... How much do... Yeah. So I'm currently in the back for... Yeah, so I definitely want to... Next 2 turns, I want to just get eggs. And I'll be honest, that means I'm pretty much set for a number of plays in the next round. So you've taken a card, but again, you've now got no cubes. I'm very confused. I'm not sure that, like, everything else makes sense. It's the cubes that aren't quite getting me. Oh lord, I've just realised I've ended up as Ben Wyatt in that Cones of Dunshire skit. It's all about the cones. I'm just not quite getting the cubes. And yeah, that is. I mean, to be honest, it's not surprising. I have had those experiences where there are times where you're explaining a game to somebody, and you suddenly have that view of the outside of yourself, and you suddenly realize that you sound utterly ridiculous. There's a game called Sushi Go. I love that game. It's genuinely great. It's lovely. It kind of is a drafting game, so you take a card and pass the deck to your left or your right, whichever round you're in. And you effectively, it's about getting runs of cards. So if you get, let's say, if you get points for having some nigiri, or you might get some points for having some like a roll. But some cards chain, so you have to have two of them to actually get the points, or you get nothing. And the point at which you say, yes, but if you have one Maki roll is worth 0 points, but if you get two Maki rolls, it's worth 5 points. And then suddenly you look, and a sea of your cousins who do not habitually play board games are looking at you like you are on something very potent. That was a family Christmas, and they got it. It was a very good game, but it was such a weird moment where I was looking at myself from behind, and just having that degree of self-awareness of like, I sound like I'm smoking something. Anyway, I run that round. I get 4 points, and we're into round 2. How am I comparing? Wow, okay, so when they say hard, this is not kidding. This bird already has 24 points, and I have 15. Oh, yeah, absolutely. As long as you're enjoying yourself, it is absolutely great. But it is just such a very strange perspective to suddenly get on yourself. Hanzo, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's been a pleasure. I'm glad you had a nice calming time. Yeah, you have a great evening. And yeah, if you ever fancy a game of Wingspan, then I am more than happy to jump on and play it with you. Right, so what I want to do next is going to be getting food, because I want that common yellow throat in play. So let's get some food. I can... You know what? I actually don't want to choose from the bird feeder. I just need invertebrates. Oh, but I actually need to reroll anyway, so because I'm getting 2 food. So let's just do that from the start. And there's 1 invertebrate, and let's get a wheat as well. And that'll finish. Yes, everyone's going to get 1 for the supply. And I don't want to tuck a card. So I am going to skip that power. Okay, so you've just drawn some cards. That's absolutely fine. Welcome to anybody who's come in just whilst we're starting this game. We are into the second round of Wingspan. It is a lovely game. I'm playing against despite the fact it's obviously a digital game, I'm playing against the analog version of the AI, which is what comes with the original physical box game. And it just, yeah, I thought I wanted to see how it compared, and it's very interesting how it functions, because effectively you draw a card and remove some cards or add some eggs, and it gets points as a result. And there's some elements of it that I'm not getting, but it's still, yeah, I don't know, it's still a very nice, relaxing game just to play with. Right, so I want to go down here. I want to play this common yellowthroat. I want to pay for it with that worm. And then I want to spend an egg from my pygmy nuthatch.
Common
Because
yellowthroat. This was one of the first American birds to be cataloged by Linnaeus in 1766.
okay, so yeah, it's so is it off the card? So the ultimate action. Ooh, that's an interesting. That's a weird error. The AMAR action. AMAR. For each egg icon in the section for the current round, give the Ultima one egg. No, no, no! Stop it! Stop it! So because I've covered up an egg laying section for the current round. So because I have, I just played. What did I just play? So my last turn, I played the common yellowthroat, and as a result, no, that doesn't make sense. Nope, not sure what that means. Hey, Broken Hammer. How are you doing? Actually, this is thematically. Am I right, Broken Hammer, in thinking that you're based on an owl, or am I making that up? Congratulations! It's always a pleasure to know that people you know are alive. Brilliant. So we had Karasuma Hanzo, who is a crow, and now we have Broken Hammer, who is an owl. We are getting the theming both in game and in the meta of chat today. We're playing Wingspan. What was I going to do? Well, presumably I need to draw cards because I don't currently have any. I ideally want to have some cards that can play in woodland. That grey catbird is looking very useful. Oh, especially with that power. And that Lincoln Sparrow would be very useful as well. So repeated round power on one other bird in this habitat. I've got some pretty good powers here, most of which are based on gaining more food, which is really useful. And also, if this bird is to the right of all the birds in the habitat, move it to another habitat. That basically gives you a bit more control over what powers you're activating. So let's draw some cards. I'm going to get the Lincoln Sparrow and the grey catbird. So, just to bring you up to speed, this is what's called an engine building card game. Oh, draw 2 cards. Hang on. Draw 2 cards. Okay, that's really good. That really is good. So I've got to get rid of one of these cards. But that's not a bad thing. And yeah, Wild Turkey is not useful to me. So yeah, it's an engine building game, which means you start with a very simple, basic setup, and over time you add more cards to it. In this case, the cards representing birds, and they then let you do more complex things and also activate certain powers. If you have any specific questions, I am more than happy to answer. But I'll play. I'm going to play this game, and then I'll probably play another game after this. So, if you're able to stick around, I'm happy to go over the game from the start. Because yeah, it's a really fun game. I'd really recommend it. I'm going to need some food in order to play any of this. Ooh, and I now have a Bobolink, which I don't think I particularly care about. No, I don't. Yeah, I'm not fussed about that at all. Okay, let's keep going. So let's get some food. I want to get invertebrates and berries and wheat. Most specifically, I want wheat out of there, so I'm going to get that. Get wheat. And then we'll re-roll. Unfortunately, we didn't get any of the berries I needed, which is a shame. So I'll get a wheat, and I'll get an inverter. Oh, no, I can't. I get a wheat. That's absolutely fine. Cool. You let me get... So I activated the base power in this row, which was just draw 2 food from the dice pool. Now I get to activate the Eastern Phoebe, so I get a worm from the supply, which is a lot more exciting and useful than it sounds. And then I can also tuck a card from my hand behind a bird, and if I do, I can gain a worm or a wheat from the supply. I'm going to do that. I'm going to tuck this bobolink behind. That is also worth a point. But it also lets me draw a food, which lets me play more bird, which is all generally pretty useful. Okay, so you lose a point. I don't understand where that cube is coming from. Remove end of round cube. Yeah, okay. I'm going to stop trying to work out where that cube is coming from, because I'm getting too hung up on it, and I don't think it's useful for me to know. I'm going to look it up later and work it out. Okay, cool. Start turn. Okay, brilliant. Ooh, you are a grey catbird, and you can go in the woodland. And the Lincoln Sparrow even. Okay, so we're going to put you in there. Now, annoyingly, so you can overpay effectively if you want to put a bird down. I particularly want to put a bird down. It's just, yeah, it's going to cost me. I guess I could... Hang on. It's also really hard for me to get rid of anything in that bird feeder, because if all the symbols match, you can re-roll, but as that's really hard to do, that's not really going to work. But you know what? This is... Actually, the Grey Catbird is going to be quite useful, because I can now activate multiple powers. So I can activate that Eastern Phoebe twice. Yeah, that's fine. And you will spend an egg. Why a piggy nuthatch has the egg is laying into a grey catbird? I don't know.
Catbirds mimic other birds and also have a call that sounds like a cat meowing.
I mean, that would explain the name. Okay. So 2 rounds left. I have 3 things in the... So I probably want to get... So if I get the food I need for the Lincoln Sparrow, I can play that in here and also move it to the Riverlands in the next round. That's really useful. Yes, let's do that. Okay, let's get the food. I'm not going to use a card to get more food. Instead, I'm just going to get invertebrate, and I feel fish come up less frequently, so I'm going to get the fish. Select one bird with ground power in your forest to repeat its power. I'm going to go for the Eastern Phoebe. And yes, and yes. I'm not going to tuck that. I am going to skip that power, because the Lincoln Sparrow is more useful to me. Okay, cool. And this then is the... Oh. Can I just check? Is there any weird feedback coming? Oh, no, it seems to have stopped. I think I may have been sat on a wire. I think my mic was giving me a bit of strange feedback, but I'm not sure that was coming through on the chat. This is my last turn this round. We're going to play the Lincoln Sparrow, because that will then get me some more points, and it'll be useful in the next round. Yes, you go there. Pay that, and we'll use your eggs
Lincoln Sparrow. Thomas Lincoln collected this sparrow in Canada with John James Audubon.
Cool. Okay, cool. That's good to know that there was no change. That is good to know. I think it must have been feedback from my wire, because I have my mic set up so I can hear how it sounds. Right. This will be interesting because... Okay, so I get 5 points, you get 2 points. So I'm playing on hard mode against this AI. Which... Yeah, that's on 45, I am on 23. But we're only halfway through, so I don't know how this is going to affect. So I could get that. Oh, right. So I need to start looking at cards that will benefit me in the next couple of rounds. So particularly I need birds that have bowl nests, of which I only have 2. I also really want things that only can live in wetlands, because that will be a benefit to the bonus card that I have here. Right, so I think we're going to start by drawing cards, because that just makes the most sense to me. I'm going to draw... Cerulean Warbler is kind of useful, but it's not particularly to my benefit. Blue-winged Warbler might be, but it's not that great. Purple Martin would be good, except for the fact that I don't want something that will... Yeah, I don't think any of those are particularly great, so let's draw from the deck. Red-breasted Nuthatch. Game 1 from supplying. Cash it on that card. Okay. And Cassin Sparrow. Right, that's absolutely fine. Cool. Neither of those are particularly useful to me, so that's absolutely fine. We will keep trying to work. Draw 2 cards. Oh, excellent. Yes, draw more cards. Canada Goose. Canada Goose. Why? Why? I've not got the food to really tuck cards behind. Tuck, you have a bowl, so you're useful to me. And you'll let me lay more eggs. Tuck a card from your hand behind this bird. If you do... Yeah, so I'm going to get rid of the... Ooh, lay one at that. So that actually is useful. Red-breasted Nuthatch is not. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of you. A little bit of card cycling. Okay, and let's also get some food, because we'll need to get some food to actually get things out. Also, I want to move the Lincoln Sparrow. That being said, do I want to draw more cards and then move the Lincoln Sparrow? Because if I move the Lincoln Sparrow down here, then I will have less opportunities to draw cards. So yeah, let's draw cards again. Excellent. That is what I want. Because that it can only live in water, so that gets me 3 points straight away, as well as being a bowl. So that's really good. Wow, that is one of those birds that was named by people who don't like birds. Ladies and gentlemen, the Dick Sissel. Right. So I can draw 2 more cards. Oh, that's what we like to see. You like to see it. Should I get rid of the Duck's Dick Sissel? I am a mature goat man. I'm not laughing. I need to get rid of this card. That card needs to go. Needs to go. Needs to go. Otherwise, I'm going to laugh every time. Right. Start turn. Cool. So that's now really useful. Also, you two are really useful in terms of... But I need to make sure that I need food. Actually, this kind of works. This is okay. Do I have enough food to put one of you down? I can certainly play the Belted Kingfisher. Or I could play... No, I can't play the yellow-headed blackbird. Or I can, but it's less efficient to do so. So let's play the Gelted Kingfisher. Yep, that's absolutely fine. So now this wetlands card should be... Yes, that's now getting me 3 points. If I get 2 more... If I get one more bird that only has the water symbol, then I can get 7 points off this card. But at the very least, the Belted Kingfisher is very useful. I'm also going to want eggs, so that's fine. Oh, selected bird from a habit, so I suppose I are you the only... Wow, so I'm going to need to get eggs anyway.
Belted Kingfisher. A kingfisher burrow can go up to 6 feet into a riverbank and slopes to shed water.
Oh, excellent. I think I get a fish. Yes, get a fish. Oh, and actually the Canada goose... No. Wait, what? Yellow-headed blackbird. Yes, the yellow-headed blackbird is what I want. Oh, and that is what I need. Great. That's fine. So I'm going to go and play this. I need one of you. One of you. No, I need one of you. One of you. And... let's reroll and see what happens. Oh, wow, that was a mistake. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Okay. Yeah, go for that. Move Lincoln Sparrow to the grasslands, because that will then let me get more eggs, which is going to be useful. Select one other bird with ground power. I'm going to get more food. Yes, and yes. Ooh, actually, I can get rid of a bunch of cards. So now I have lots of things that I don't mind getting rid of. Let's just get rid of the Brewer's Blackbird. And just gain out. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So I've got a good stash of food. I've got a good stash of cards. And a good stash of... Well, I've got eggs. I need more eggs. Oh, hang on one moment, folks. Okay, sorry about that. Let's go for... I don't want to draw any cards, but I do want to put things down in here, but I need eggs to do so. Having eggs means that the Lincoln Sparrow's going to need to move, which means I need to get food. Okay, this is fine. This is all fine. I also have the food to pay to get extra eggs. So if I do this, I don't want you. I want anything. So I want one on you, because you have a model. One on you. Actually, this is less useful than I'm making it out, because I get rid of one of you. And I get a third egg. Because I'm actually going to have to spend 2 of these to... Okay. And you move to the woodlands, please. And this is the last round, so I really want multiple things inside the... That's annoying. So ideally, I would like to have both the yellow-headed blackbird and the sparrow in the wetlands. Looks like I'm only going to get one, but we might as well make that the yellow-headed blackbird, because that just makes makes life much more easy. Draw 2, and it gets me a few more card draw, so that's absolutely fine. Yeah, let's play you. Pay for that card. And I need to spend 2, so use the Kingfisher and use the Catbird.
yellow-headed blackbird. These blackbirds form huge flocks, especially in winter.
Cool, so that gets me an extra 6 points. And the AI only gets 3. Okay, so what I now want to do, so I will get to draw 3 cards. I really want eggs, so I want 1, 2, 3, because I basically want anything that has that bowl symbol or a star to have at least 1 egg on it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That will be quite useful. I also would really like another bird that has this water-only symbol on it. I can pop a bird from my hand behind that card. You're less useful, honestly. Your power is not particularly great. Though actually putting you in there would get me extra card. Okay. Let's start with you. None of these are American Kestrel. Oh, that's what you want. That's what you want. That is some top decking right there. Oh, I get to draw a third. Okay, let's just draw 1 more. Oh, all the red ring. Oh, nice. I will have this. I get to decide. So I get to take a card from my hand. That's going to be the Cannon Goose. If you do, also lay 1 egg on this bird. Oh, yes, definitely. Because that's one less thing I need to do. I also get to draw 2 cards. This is... yeah, this is where the engine suddenly starts to work. What do I want to get rid of? I don't care about you. You're kind of useful. Get rid of you. Okay, so now I can just put down any card that gets me the most points in this round. Which is almost certainly be one of the ones with the wetlands tag. Yes, I'll definitely get a fish from the supply. Not least because... So, the brown pelican costs 4, or, sorry, gets me 4 points, will immediately get me 3 fish, and it doesn't have a particularly useful nest type. The ring-billed gull will get me 4 points, so same as the pelican. Tuck a card from your hand behind this bird. If you draw 1, and unuseful wing type. American avocet will get me more points. Doesn't have useful nest type, and it gives me 1. Okay, yeah, it's going to be the American avocet. I do actually have 1 wheat and 2 invertebrates, so that can just go straight down, and that will then mean that I am getting 7 points off my wetland scientist card. That's really good. You can have that. And do I have another? Yes, I do.
American avocet. American avocets build their own nests, but also parasitize other birds' nests.
68 points. Oh my lord. I need to... Oh, I tell you what, I've not done too badly on playing catch-up. I'm 58, so 10 points behind. It's not as high scoring as my last game, but let's see if I can change that, because actually having lots of birds... So having the American Kestrel will be useful. I don't have the money for that. Oh, but the sparrow's still there, which would let me go... Yes, that's an excellent idea. Let's get some food. So what do I need? I've got the mouse. I need the invertebrates, corn. Let's reroll. And get the balls. And you get to go to the grasslands. Yes, you get to do 2 things. And you you're the American Kestrel. You guys are now not useful to me at all, so you can just go. Yeah, you go. And I'll gain another wheat. So you lose a point. And you're also 73. Okay, okay. We can do this. We can do this. I have 2 turns to do something very, very effective. And that we're going to start doing that. So I'm definitely going to activate this one. I probably want to do it to late. So that will get me 4 eggs in the last round as opposed to 3. So yeah, let's... Oh no. Well, I messed up. Okay, fine. We can do this. X... Fish. So I get 3 eggs. 1 of which is going to be used on the sparrow. So you get 1, and then just for the sake of ease, you get 1. Oh, but then the sparrow's going to move. Ugh, that's a bummer. Okay, the plan has changed because this is my last turn. So not you. You instead. And you have to move. That was a slightly foolish play. That was a suboptimal play. But I might still... We're going to split those points. Oh wait, no, do I have 1 turn left now? Oh, excellent. Okay, that's fine. Right, so that's... So I get 2 more eggs, which leaves me... Which is exactly what I need. Okay, 2 more eggs. You get 1, and you get 1, and there we go. That's my turn. Okay, so 81 points, and I don't know if I've matched that. Let's have a look. So I have to get 7 points over as opposed to 4, which is good. So, amount on cards. So I get a lot more off the bonus cards. I get a lot more of my end of round cards. I get more for eggs, food, tucked. Oh, 71 against 85. Okay. So what we've learned is that it is genuinely that hard means hard because I beat normal on the computer. So that's kind of fun. That's okay. That is absolutely fine. I'm still happy with how I played that game. That was a lot of fun. Yes, I will. Why not? Okay. I am going to quickly get a drink. And then 10 past 11. You know what? I'm going to play one more game with a few more AI. You're welcome to stick around. I'm just really enjoying this, so I'm happy to play another round. I'm going to play it with... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to play it with a bunch of... Do you know what? One of each. We're going to do one of each. One easy AI. One normal AI. One... Oh, beta. Hard AI beta. Oh, that's... Actually, no. Let's go one step further. Hard Automa. Easy AI. Normal AI. Hard AI, which is in beta. And you can be blue. I like you. You have a nice, you have a lovely aesthetic. You can be... Oh, no. You can be... What's the one colour that's not orange? You can be this... Oh, what you can be? You can stay the owl. You can have a nice house. And you are worrying to me, and you can stay as that very, very... yeah, you can stay that. Okay. I'm going to take a quick walk around my room. I'm going to leave you with this very nice chill music, and then we're going to go see how this final round. Let's see if I can beat the machines. This is absolutely the beat the machines run. Let's see how this goes. I at least want to beat the easy and the normal. The hard, I'm not sure. I'm really interested by the beta. So let's see what we can do. I will be back in a moment. Okay, I have stretched, I have got myself a nice drink, I have had a small snack. Hopefully everyone has had a chance to just have a bit of comfort, get a drink, relax, stretch. I sound like I'm in one of those new age meditation apps. Think about your focus on the end of your nose. Anyway, let's go with final game of the night, and we will see how we do against the incoming robot overlords. It's not that kind of game. It is a much more chill game than that. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Okay, so we just do a little bit of waiting for the computers. Okay, actually I'm going to quickly tweet because I want to say that I am going to play my final game. Playing the final game of Wingspan against all the AI. Can I win against automated avian oppressors? And tweet. Thank you, Broken Hammer. I'm glad that raised a smile. Right, let's start. Okay, so let's think about a strategy. Because what I want to do is have lots of birds in grasslands for my first round. So just to show you how this is going to work, I want to have total number of birds I currently have in the grasslands habitat row. Then it's just total number of birds I have played. Then I want number of birds with a specific nest type that have at least one egg. And then number of eggs on birds with a specific nest type. So what I really want to do is have a lot of inexpensive birds in the... In fact, this works quite nicely because I'm going to want a lot of eggs in the final rounds. So I really want to, as best as I can, fill out the grasslands egg route quickly. Because I want a lot of birds by the end of the second round. Ideally, they want to be either that nest type nest or the... I think that means they burrow in a tree. So that's fine. Okay, so that gives me something to work with. So... brown-headed cowbird is going to be quite useful. Oh, and also, let's have a look at my bonus cards. So, platform builders, birds with platform nests. So I want to have a lot of them. Or birds that have at least one egg laid on them. Oh, that's... I'm probably going to go for platform builder. I feel that's an easier one, particularly given that I'm kind of going for that anyway. Oh, wow. That is not many birds that have a... You're in the trees. You're less helpful. That's quite... The ruby-throated hummingbird is really good because that lets you take... that lets everybody take food. If the bird's to the right of the habitat, move it to another habitat. That's useful later down the line, not immediately useful. Grasshopper sparrow lay one egg on any bird. That will be useful, and it lets me... And it's in the egg laying row anyway, so it's basically a free bonus egg. So definitely the grasshopper sparrow, and let's get a food for that. After that, do you know what? I really don't think any of these are particularly useful because they don't really benefit me. So I might just take a bunch of food and then spend my first couple of turns drawing cards. So yeah, take one of those, take one of those, and take one of those. And then... Oologist. Birds that have at least one egg laid on them. Or birds with... I mean, I really want to be laying a lot of eggs, but I'm not sure I'll get to 9. Yeah, let's go for platform builder. Because at least that's then our first three rounds can kind of all be thematically linked. So let's play you. Oh, right, I've got to wait for the other AIs. That's right, I've got to wait for the other AIs. They exist. So that purple thing with the terrifying beak is the one to really watch out for. If you are paying attention, we have a easy orange, pink is hard AI, blue is medium AI, and so 2 birds and 3 you've drawn birds, and right now we're into the first turn. So we're going to play you. We're going to just pay for you straight off.
Sparrow. The grasshopper-like song of these sparrows is often overlooked.
I do like the very laid back, we're going to tell you little facts about birds as you play them. One good thing about this card is it does let you see how you're doing compared to everybody else in terms of playing in that row. Sorry, Broken Hammer. I said I was going to give you a quick overview of the game. So we have 4 rounds. As you can see, we're currently on 7 turns left in round 1 of 4. And the idea is during my first round, I'll have 8 actions to be done. Then round 2, 7, then 6, then 5. But the idea is that as time goes by, we'll build up a more effective engine in order to make it get more things happening out of those fewer actions. On my turn, I can either choose to draw cards from the Riverlands. I can lay eggs on birds from the in the grasslands, or in the woodlands, I can gain food from the bird feeder. All these things tie into each other. You need, as you put more birds down, they cost eggs, which you can see on top of the little box. You need to pay specific food to put down specific birds, and then you need to have, you can exchange eggs for cards and food for eggs and cards for food. As time goes by, so for example, where I've got the grasshopper sparrow, if I activate that second space, it gives me 2 eggs. I can spend a food for a 3rd egg, and then the action will start going left. The grasshopper sparrow will activate, and in this case, it'll lay 1 egg on any bird. Complex yet simple. Yeah, it's a mechanic called engine building, and I absolutely love it. There's a lot of games that use it really effectively, where you are trying to have things that make these. I mean, effectively, you're making chains. You are trying to get something which you'll activate a certain thing, which will then activate something else, activate something else, activate something else, to make something bigger and more useful to you than the sum of its parts. It's a beautiful mechanic, and I really like it, and it's very well implemented in this game, because it's lots of little choices that just rely that you have to balance out. So, for example, here, at a base, I can draw a single card, but I can get more cards as I go on, but only if I'm paying eggs. But that kind of doesn't matter because I don't have anything to play in here right now anyway. So I'm going to draw a card. I really want... So right now, my priority is getting birds into that grasslands area. Over time, that's less useful, but right now it's just about getting it into the grasslands area. So I'm going to get the brewer's blackbird. Okay, yep. Oh, and that also lets me lay more eggs if I have more cards. That's really good. The brewer's blackbird is not useful for later rounds because it's got the wrong nest type, but it is useful for the first 2 rounds because it can go in the grasslands, and it can also go into... It will just be taken as a total number of birds. Oh, no, don't skip. Do that. That one. Okay, so that's my turn, is just drawing a bird card. The 4th action you can do, so one of the actions you can do is, as well as the 3 on the rows, is just playing birds into any row to build out the engine. So I really want to know what everyone's doing. Okay. So from here... Oh, we're looking at... so we're still waiting on the owl. That's absolutely fine. I actually had not accounted for the fact that I am theoretically playing against you, Broken Hammer. I apologise that you have the easy difficulty setting. That was not something that I thought of when I set up this game. Right. You played the red. So you played... So a bunch of the other players have prioritised the forest land, which makes a lot of sense because you want a lot of food. But I still think that playing lots of eggs stuff is very good. So Brewer's Blackbird can... we're not thinking with portals. We're not thinking at all. Because right now I don't have any eggs. So I need to get eggs because this this next stage in the engine requires me to have eggs. Requires me to pay 1 egg in order to get my Brewer's Blackbird in play. So I'm going to have to activate this to lay 2 eggs on my grasshopper sparrow, which sadly means that I can't lay any more eggs on my grasshopper sparrow, so I don't get to use its power. And yeah, then we move on. But next turn we can play the brood of blackbird, and then we can get... we probably need to start getting food and some more cards. I specifically really want to get some either platform builders or tree nesters. Okay, so you get 1 from the cube, that's absolutely fine. And on we go. Joe, I think this is the first point I've realised that the birds are animated. I think maybe it's... Maybe I've just not noticed it before, but the grasshopper sparrow is particularly... Well, maybe it's just the grasshopper sparrow that's strange. Okay. So, yeah, you can go in there. Actually... Oh, no, yeah, I want to go for you. Select a bird from any habitat found on leg. There we go.
Brewer's blackbird. Brewer was a prominent 19th century ornithologist and oologist.
Not really a fact about the blackbird so much as the discoverer, but okay. I don't know. So I think, yeah, I think it's because I spent a lot of time looking at them in the hand. Yeah, it is a literal. In fact, it's actually the reverse. It's a bird in the hand is less animate than a bird in the bush. Oh, sorry, Brokehammer. You also missed my content warning at the start, which where there will be bird puns. I can't help it. I'm really sorry. I've laid eggs. Congratulations. Okay. So I need to draw more cards because it'd be really good to have an idea what I want to be doing. Okay, that blue jay is very useful. I've things that let you cache things into cards basically just translates to points at the end, so that blue jay is quite useful. I'd really like something that... Ooh, or... What's in the bird... There's nothing in the bird food right now. Okay, fine. I also can't really do anything with the... Right. Let's get the blue jay. Because I think we need to start... I want the purple martin. I don't have the food for that either. Tuck a card... Okay. Oh, actually... No, I think I want to take the purple martin because now we want to start making sure we've got the right nest types. Purple martin will let us draw more cards, and also it's got the right nest type for round 4. So that's a so I'm glad I spotted that. I'm glad I thought that one through. So let's get the purple martin, and then we can get the purple martin into play. Also, this is going to be a really good round to just get all of the first rows filled in, because then I'll get more in following rounds, and I also will get more for the birds. Oh yeah, I'm still in round 1. This is the thing. I guess this is the thing when you're playing lots of computers. You end up waiting a bit. So do I want to play that there, or do I want to play that here? It's actually tempting to play the purple martin in here. So I've got 3 turns. I could draw a bird, and I can't play 2 birds. So I'm gonna need some food. Okay, that just is what it comes down to. I need some food. Because I currently can't, and I can't even get anything with that. Can't play the bird. Okay, let's get a fish. Is there anything I can play? I'll get the osprey out. Or the... No, I can't get the northern flicker out. Interesting. Oh, now there's what I need. Of course. Oh, fine. That being said... Okay, the Automa has the same number. Okay. I'm actually realizing for some reason I thought I was in round 2, but I'm actually in round 1. So what I want to do is get a food and then play the Purple Martin into this row, because then I get to buy more eggs effectively, and then I can get some cheaper cards into the next round. And there's nothing specifically special about anything that's currently here. Yeah, the Purple Martin is definitely the best play. Oh, except I need to get a specific piece of food, which I can do. Let's get that invertebrate. There we go. This is sometimes the problem you have with games. You spend so much time thinking, right, if I do this, then I do this, then I do this. At that point, you're so far into the future, you've forgotten what you're actually doing right now. And yeah, that's... But I don't know. I love games that just make you think so many steps ahead, and it's just very satisfying. Okay, so what I now want to do is I'm gonna want to play, because yeah, it's just birds. So I want this Purple Martin to live in this field. And I want to use this Grasshopper Sparrow's egg.
Purple Martin. Native Americans hung gourds as houses for these birds because they eat so many bugs.
Oh, cool. So I'm moderately confident I am now going to get the highest points for this round. Oh, that works even better, because if you have equal, you will get the second most points and it will be split between the two. So I actually think I'm the only person who's getting bonus points off this round card. So that's quite cool. Yeah, I'm the only person who gets bonus points this round. That's quite nice. Okay, so this time I just want sheer numbers of birds. And it now does not matter where anything gets put. But I probably want to prioritize things that are either wetland or wood, because it's going to get expensive to put birds down in the grasslands. And I either want the platform base or I want the tree symbol for the nest. I don't remember what the tree symbol's called. The annoying thing is I don't know how to pronounce that. Swainson's. There is a very actually funny, because I think it may well be an American name for the hawk, but it's got a very British Leicestershire, Leicester place name about it, where I don't actually know how to pronounce that, the first word, Swainson. Right, that would be the best, but it's going to be expensive in terms of eggs, and I don't really have a huge number of eggs right now. I do have a mouse. Or do we risk it for a biscuit and just draw a random card from the... Yeah, you know what, let's top deck it. California Condor. Oh, okay. You know what? It's an interesting one. Oh, no, don't need that. Draw two... Oh, we like this. You are a bit of a rubbish bird, but you potentially are quite useful. So what that means is I'll get a second bonus card. So along with my platform builder card, I will have another card. But this bird is free. This bird is free because it will just sort itself out in terms of food. It is going to just hang out and just eat carrion. That's really good. Right, Mr. California Condor. There was also another card. Right, that tree swallow as well. I really want that tree swallow. And in fact, that tree swallow can... Yeah, I'm going to get this tree swallow now. Because that can live in my wetlands. And... Yeah, that works quite well, because next turn I'll put down the California Condor, and I will then I'll then get extra food. Oh no, we're an hour. I'll get the food I need. I might spend a couple of turns drawing. Food, but right. Let's play the California Condor right here.
California Condor. There were just 22 of these scavengers alive in the 1980s, but there are now over 200.
Oh wow. Okay, so birds that eat berries. Right, okay, so I'm going to get the tree swallow. Oh, it also tells you how many birds with at least 4 eggs laid on them. See, it's British names. British names, you can't trust them. I'm trying to think what the... I'm not sure which the best is here. Birds with at least 4 eggs on them. Actually, I have got... No. That's 3. They're all 3. What about my tree swallow? So that will be 1 point. But I can probably more easily get... Stick the wild turkey down. Not as useful though. I don't know. I don't know which of these 2 cards is more useful. Birds with at least 4 eggs on them. That's 28% of cards. That's 22% of cards. I only need 2 to 3, and I get basically 2 cards gets me 3. 2 cards gets me. Yeah, it's got to be this one. Viticulturist. Okay. Oh, also the turn order shuffles this round. That's interesting. I guess that kind of comes down to making sure that everyone gets a fair chance at getting things from the shop. Yeah, there we go. We changed over. Actually, I think that shop gets overwritten anyway, so that's understandable. 31% of cards have that type of that platform nest type, and I have seen very few of them. Right, okay, let's get a tree swallow out. Can't get a tree swallow out. I need to get food. Fortunately, I can get food. Can I get rid of one of these? No, I should not get rid of my cards. I should... Okay, 2 turns of playing. So I just need to make sure I've got... Okay, I've got more birds than other people anyway, so that's absolutely fine. Right, I've got my berries. One more round in which I get... What's it else got? So, I mean, I think I'm doing okay. I feel like, to an extent, I feel like I'm getting a little bit... That's annoying. Okay. Do you know what? We are going to get this tree swallow down because you can, in fact, convince the birds to not eat what they actually want and instead eat two other things. So this tree swallow, instead of the invertebrate, is going to eat the fish and the mouse along with its berry. Not sure how we've convinced it of that, but it seems to have decided it's trading up.
Tree swallow. Tree swallows can form flocks numbering in the hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands, good lord. That's terrifying. Right. I will wait for other things. Too many birds. Too many birds at any given time. Okay, we've got a platform builder. That's what we like. That is what we like. Do we have any eggs? We do not. Okay, that's fine. So, 2 turns. And actually, platform builder... We don't have any eggs. It would be nice to have an egg. But I think I've got to actually go for... Actually, to be honest, any of those birds is quite useful. I'm not sure I'm going to get platform builder. I might actually get rid of that card. Eastern Bluebird in that case is going to be potentially more useful, though less so that way. Actually, the Anhinga is quite good. Common Merganizer. Oh, that actually has the same. Okay, so the Merganizer is actually a bit cheaper. I don't think it's going to get into play this time around. Let's draw a card. So these have the same power. That's going to be useful for round 3 and has consistent power. That's going to be more useful in round 4 because that's only going to be worth 1 extra point, whereas that can be worth 4 extra points. Yeah, let's go for the Merganizer. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to get rid of the platform builder card. Oh, can I only draw... Okay, I can only tuck... Ah, okay. I thought I could... Okay, no, we're not going to do that then. Yes, we're going to skip that. That's a shame, because it would have been very good if I could have just got rid of all my bonus cards. You don't get hurt from bonus cards. Like in some games, if you don't complete the bonus card, you lose points, but that's not the case here, so it more just acts as a bit of an albatross around my neck. Okay, so I'm not getting... Okay, so I think I'm getting 2 points. And even that may be split depending on what the last round looks like. Is there anything that's particularly useful? I don't think so. So let's get... Do we have anything that's going to benefit? No. There's not been any wild cards for nest types either, which is a shame. Let's just get some food because there's, you know what? There's 2 fish in there for the Merganizer. That sets us up to. Oh, I can't. Okay, right. So that. Okay. I'm beginning to think that you really need to build the woodlands first. I think focusing on that first round bonus has slightly hindered me because I'm not able to get quite as much food as I'm used to. Because at the end of round 2, I would kind of be expecting to be like I was thinking, oh, I can get two food. But no, I can only get 2 food if I also get rid of a card, which is a shame. That being said, I still got some bonus points, so yeah, happy days. 2 points. I will take it. Yeah, you can't really... It kind of makes sense, but you can only really work out what your own score is at any given moment. You can't really work out your opponents, which, again, is kind of a very common thing within engine building. You can't really get a good sense as to what people are doing at any given time. So, yeah, it's nice because you never really, there's never really any clear indication of, oh, that person is definitely winning. All you get to do is have a look and see. You kind of just get a bit of a view from, like, if I wanted to, I could probably sit and work out how much these people have, because it's based on eggs, tuck cards, points, but I also don't know what the bonuses are, and the eggs are gonna get changed, so it's oh, what's that? Okay, that must be like a Valentine's skin. That's very nice. That's genuinely lovely. Well, I may have set you as easy, Broken Hammer, but I have made you a romantic. Right, what do I want to do? I want to get food, and I'm also going to need to get eggs, so that's absolutely fine. Cool, let's get some food, and I'm going to quickly re-roll these because all the symbols are there. Oh my. Okay, but just get a mouse. Get a mouse. Oh wow, that was So just to clarify what happened, the power of the automata that time was told to take all dice in the bird feeder that show the same face. And that just meant of the 3 mice I left, it took all of them. So that is, I mean, it means that all those dice are going to get rolled very quickly, but it was very fascinating to suddenly realise that's a thing. Because if you're suddenly banking on, oh, there's a bunch of mice in there, that can just suddenly go, which is interesting. Okay. No, I don't need food now. I can play the Merganizer. So let's play... Oh, I don't have enough eggs. But one thing I can definitely do is lay a bunch of eggs. What do I want? Do I even have any platform builders? Okay, that's absolutely fine. In that case, let's just focus on... Let's stick them all on the Purple Martin. I don't want to tuck a card. We're going to skip that power. I don't want to tuck a card. I want to skip that power. But I do now get to lay an egg, yeah, on the tree swallow. So that was 4 eggs as opposed to 3. So that works quite nicely. What are the points worth this round? 6, 3, and 2. Can I look at... Oh, no, that's... Okay. So now I want to... I want to have a look at my points, which I think I can do in a second. Yes, here we go. So I currently have 21 points. The only other player that I know has 46, which is actually that is doable. Right, let's play you. Yep, do that, and we'll play off. No, we'll just play off this tree swallow.
Common merganser. Adult males can eat fish more than a foot long.
Okay, so I definitely want to get that great crested flycatcher. I'm actually really hoping that nobody takes that. Or actually, no, I think this thing's going to get swept. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to want to draw cards anyway. Cool. I want to get a great crested flycatcher because you know what? At least that gets me... Oh, I get to choose 2 cards now. Wait, when did that happen? Oh, yeah, because I've got the Merganser. Right, so I want this great crested flycatcher. I'm not even gonna mess about with actually. It's a platform. The black turn is probably more useful. In the same, in fact, yeah, the black turn is definitely more useful because because that is a wild card in the nest space, so it can literally act as both. So yeah, it's the same cost, same point value. Yes, that is. I definitely want the black turn. Roll dice. There are no dice outside the bowl, outside the bird feeder. That's a shame. I don't want to tuck a card, so we're going to skip that. And then I need to get some food. I've got 2 turns. I'm not actually sure either of those things in that bird feeder are useful to me. I really hope somebody takes food. Maybe the grain is useful? Invertebrate or... Oh, no, fish. Okay, so I can get a fish. Okay. Let's get a food. Yeah, I know. Let's get a fish. I'm not going to sell a card. I have a strategy. I think it's going to work. Not sure how well it's going to work. I mean, I can probably bring this back to an extent in the final round because I'm going to be able to lay a lot of eggs, which is good. Yeah, so this is my last turn. So let's play the turn. Let's play the turn on my turn. I apologize. And yeah, let's get rid of a few eggs. Oh, that one, that one.
Black tern. These terns build floating nests out of marsh plants.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't even feature in that, but to be honest, even if I had got one, the points would have split down to 0, so I'm not that concerned about that. I think, I don't know, I'm hoping my engine's going to kind of activate pretty well this turn. Or this round, I should say. So I think I've got an alright... I think I should be alright. Maybe I want to... So at the very least, I want to lay a bunch of eggs. I also want that great crested flycatcher out. But either way, I'm going to need food. But I kind of don't want to... I don't have any food right now. Am I getting any of these powers? Right, that's a write-off. That I can get 3 points off. I can also get spotted towhee. Or towhee. Yeah, towhee. Towhee? Towie. The only way is Essex bird. That's quite cheap to get out. And if I get one more from a random draw, you know, let's do heart of the cards for this. So we'll get you because you can eat berries. So you. Oh no! Don't skip. And golden eagle. Okay, that is. Oh, now a platform bird comes out. Okay, fine. Fine. Draw a card. If you do, discard one card. Yeah, that'll work. Also snipe. What do you do? Oh. So you're really useful. Dice outside. Oh, nice. No fish. Okay. That is a really unlucky Merganser. And I think I want to get rid of... So the Wilson Snipe is not particularly useful. The Golden Eagle is not particularly useful. But I would rather... Yeah, let's get rid of the Golden Eagle. Tuck that behind. Draw a card. Great Horned Owl. You have finally made an appearance, Broken Hammer. Yeah, okay, that's fine. And now I need to discard a card. For the amount that's going to cost, yeah, I'm sad. I'm not going to be able to play the Great Horned Owl. Great Horned Owls are great, but I don't think I'm going to. Yeah, I think it would end up it's just going to tuck behind something, so I'm going to get rid of it. So, do I have eggs right now? Yes, I have eggs. Okay, so I probably want... I would really like somebody else to get food. Somebody roll for food. Somebody roll for food. Come on, I don't need anything that's in that pool right now. I need anybody to take anything. You've drawn birds. You've played a bird. Don't have any food, which is kind of unfortunate. I guess I could just Okay, so at some point I'm going to have to lay eggs anyway. So lay one on the purple martin, and then the other two on the tree swallow. Because I'm going to have to... Yeah, I'm gonna have to lay eggs at some point anyway. I don't think I want to... Actually, no, you are quite useful for... Well, that will let me draw a card. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Pick you. Okay, that's fine. You get to go there. And as a result... What's the current bird? Oh, right. Okay, I mean, yeah, sure. And lay on any bird, so you get another egg. So actually the mechanics of that owl are pretty interesting because it really makes use of the predatory mechanic. Basically, if I were to activate that card, so if I were to play it and then put it in a row, and then activate that row, I would flip a random card from the deck, and if that card had a wingspan of under a certain number, so you can see 38 centimeters, 86 centimeters, 61 centimeters, that card would get tucked under the owl and then be worth an extra point at the end. So it's not that you're not useful, but it's more that it would be ideal to get those predatory cards down early in the game, because then you can activate them more often. It's more just a case of timeliness. Yeah, it's really cool. I do like some of the subtle things that they've done in this game, which really do show thought has gone into making the game. Oh, and actually, Sheepy, thank you so much. I've just noticed your follow. Thank you very much. Welcome to the herd. I'm Loxley. I play board games. It's genuinely thank you for following. I'm thrilled to have you here. Right, where are we? I think that's it. Yes, that is it. So I've got 7 eggs, which is a pretty good point to be at. Somebody needs to take food. Please, somebody take food. Are you not hungry? Just staring at this bird feeder until somebody takes food from it. You've laid eggs. You've laid eggs. You've played a bird. Oh wow, this is getting out of hand. Right. At this point, I'm not sure either of these birds are going into play. I'm more thinking that I might just lay eggs for the next 3 rounds. Because that gets me 3 eggs per turn. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna. Yeah, you're more than welcome to lurk, Sheepy. I'm lurkers are the secret fuel of streamers. So. Yeah, you are more than welcome to talk. You're more than welcome just to hang out. Have you played Wingspan before, or is it just a game you've heard of, one you're not familiar? I'm curious how you got to my stream this evening. Yes, it probably is that they've got food already. It is a bit of a shame. But you know what? It's absolutely fine, because what I will do is I will use this to tuck a bunch of birds behind the purple martin and the bruised blackbird, so that will get me bonus points, because that will actually probably work out better. I think I'm already... Okay, if I get a chance to put down the spotted towhee just to get that 3 points, I will. That said, if I... Or the catcher, that's also fine. But yeah, let's lay eggs. Go for you and you and you. I don't want to say I'm a big fan of Wingspan, but I do thoroughly enjoy the game. Oh, that is an interesting distinction. Yeah, it would be really good. I mean, they may be DLC, but I probably would be happy to add that. Yeah, the expansions. I'm curious what mechanics the expansions add actually, because that's always one of the fun things of expansions is how do you extend those mechanics? How do you make it a more full game? What do you add? It is, yeah, it'd be kind of cool to see I'd be interesting to see what they're like. Oh, also, if you want to see more Wingspan love, I will be I'll be collaborating with another streamer next Saturday, who is the person who recommended me to play Wingspan, which is clearly a good move on her part because I've now been playing for 3 and a bit hours. But yeah, we'll be playing a few online games of Wingspan next week. So yeah, join us next Saturday around 9 p.m. GMT, and there will be more Wingspan in the board games section. Europe adds end of round effects, and Oceania adds the entire. Ooh, interesting. I don't know what the nectar system is. There's a few end of round effects from birds, but I guess it expands on that as a mechanic, which is kind of cool. I will look them up because I'm curious what those mechanics would do and how they change the game. Right, I'm laying eggs. Oh, I've laid eggs. And I want to tuck a bird. Do I want to tuck a bird? So that's to draw 1 card. That's less useful for me right now. I think, yeah, skip that power. And I'm going to... Yeah, I'll tuck this behind the blackbird to lay an egg on it. Yes, lay an egg on the current bird. And select another bird to lay eggs. There we go. Nectar is a new food type which acts as a kind of wild card and also has a scoring opportunity for players who use the most nectar to pay costs. Ooh, that does sound very cool. I'm like wild cards are. I find like I'm especially finding with the nests. I'm so fascinated and excited by whenever I get to play the wild card nest effects. So that genuinely intrigues me. Oceania expansion. I will definitely. I'm hoping that I am now hoping that comes to Switch, but I may also I might now get a physical copy of this game, having played it a few times. Because when pandemic is over, I really want to play board games physically again, and this is such a good game. It's just fun. It's just nice. I have 2 turns left. What should I do with them? So have you played much of Wingspan, Sheepy? Okay. 2 turns. I could choose to get food, but I think I'm more inclined to like eggs equals points at the end of the game. So having more eggs seems like a good plan. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, I can in fact get 5 eggs this turn, or I could get 6 eggs next turn. Oh, you did weekly board game meetups. Yeah, that's yeah, that is genuine. I miss just getting together and having people round and playing board games and just talking over board games. I guess this is why streaming board games appeals to me so much. Is just like having a conversation whilst thinking about the game. Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to finally take food. I'm just going to take a fish, and then next turn I'm going to get 6 eggs on everything. and we're just going to see how that works. I'm doing okay for the actual round end bonus, and yeah, we'll just see how this goes. So I'm curious, Sheepy, you've been looking for a while, and you know Wingspan moderately well. How would you rate my play? How am I doing? I feel like I'm not being the most efficient, but I think I'm not doing terribly. Okay, let's lay eggs, and we're going to spend a food to lay all of the eggs. We'll lay on you, we'll lay on you, we'll lay on you. You're going to get an egg anyway. You can have an egg. You get an egg. You get an egg. Everybody gets an egg. Actually, tucking is a good idea, because if I tuck one behind and draw immediately, then I just have another thing to put behind. So, yeah, you get tucked behind there. Lay an egg on the current bird, yes. And then, do you know what? Just so you're not lonely, let's put the lonely California Condor, give it one egg. And then everybody, we are shy just one egg out of all of my totals. So that is 18 points just from eggs. In fact, more than 18 points, because it's also like a bunch of bonus points. 13, no, not 13. It is, we'll find out. So it's 18 plus 7. So that's 25 points just off eggs in that final round. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's see how things go. So amounts on cards. Oh, good lord. Bonus cards, less good. End of round goals. Eggs, 1 point. Tuck cards. Oh, no! Oh, wow. Okay, that is weird. That's interesting. I don't know. So I don't know exactly where I went wrong there. I think the fact that I bulked out the egg-laying row helped in the final round, but it really hurt me that I couldn't get more food and couldn't cycle through food more. I think that's where I tripped up that round. I think I underestimated quite how important food was in the game. I'm actually kind of surprised. I beat the medium AI, but I lost to the easy AI. Admittedly, only by 2 points. But, yeah. That is... Like, I'm pretty sure... I mean, to be honest... Yeah, sometimes it does feel like it's not me doing anything wrong, but other players having better opportunities. And, to be honest, that's kind of what I like about strategy board games and games that have deck building mechanics, is that you do have that slight randomness from like what gets rolled on the dice and what gets drawn from the deck. You know, you have a degree of control over what's there, and you can strategize based on that, but it's very much adapting to what comes up. Do you know what? I am not going to save this game to the preserve. Actually, no, I am. I'm going to, because then I can tweet these pictures at the end of the session. Nice. This is actually, I would usually move to like a just chatting screen, but this is just such a nice background music for talking at the end of the stream. Deck builders, oh, so I think that's been one of the really great things in, like, obviously this is a golden age of board games, but deck builders, considering you start from things like Dominion, which in themselves are absolutely fantastic, and then go to and then build to things like the legendary deck building game. I absolutely love deck builders. I've never met one that I don't get on with. And then for people to start taking that as a direct mechanic and applying it to things like Slay the Spire or Nowhere Prophet. Actually, I've been reading. I'm becoming more and more fascinated by it. But do you know that there is a Slay the Spire style deck building roguelike being produced? It's going to come out later this year. That is being produced or co-created by Richard Garfield, who also did Magic the Gathering and Netrunner and Keyforge. That is coming out later this year, and I think it also uses kind of a bit of the Darkest Dungeon ordering system, because certain cards will force. You have two characters. One card might force one in front of the other, and it's the one in front that gets hit. So there's that kind of play of having cards that move people forward or move people back. That is just very exciting to me because, yeah, Richard Garfield has made some fascinating games, and I really want to see what a roguelike deck builder that he's had a hand in looks like. Yeah, I'm quite excited about that. Right. So, thank you very much for spending this evening with me. I was not expecting to go for 3 hours. Yes, Roguebook. I'm absolutely talking about Roguebook. Yeah, I missed the chance. They had like a bunch of opportunities to play it on Steam, but I have a Mac, so I don't really have the capability to run many games, which is why I mostly stream using the Switch. But it just is a very interesting. I like things that let me build the deck and let me customize the deck and go through and have lots of different experiences. It's a very fun setup for me. But yeah, so almost certainly later in the year I will try and stream Roguebook when it is released, as I'm certain will lots of people, because I can't imagine that it will not have a lot of interest around it just because of who's involved with it and how it's come to pass. Right, yes. Good lord. So this is the longest I have streamed. I hope it was entertaining. I think I kind of explained my strategy pretty well. I've come out of this like 3 games deeper, and I'm really looking forward to playing more Wingspan. So yeah, I thank you so much for joining me on and learning a bit more about this game. I could definitely see. So if this game, as I was looking up this game, I didn't realize this game has won so many awards. It's like 20 number 20 out of like 8,000 games on the best board games of Board Game Geek. It won the Connoisseur's Game of the Year at the Spiel des Jahres game. That's it. Well, if you do Broken Hammer, do let me know if you pick it up either on the Switch or Steam, because I will happily play this with people online, or like absolutely get a physical copy, because heaven knows that, you know, when the pandemic is over, everybody should get around and have lots of board games and play them. We're starting to. That's my Switch timing out and saying, both in game. Yeah, I've heard, like, I love the idea that it comes. I love the fact that it comes with a little. The bird feeder comes with an actual bird feeder dice tower. That's such a nice element of tactility to the game, and what they've implemented on Wingspan digitally is absolutely brilliant. But yeah, there is something to actually having the eggs and picking them up and moving them around, and then rolling dice through the bird feeder dice tower. It's great. Yeah, I am going to start to head to bed. I've been streaming for nearly 3.5 hours. This is the longest I have streamed for thus far on Twitch. I've had a great time. This is such a wonderful game. As I was saying, I am going to be having a collaboration with another VTuber called Dandyfloss. So we'll be playing both on her channel and my channel next Saturday, which is at 9 p.m. GMT. And yeah, I think having played through this today, I think I've definitely got a really good idea for strategies and what I should and shouldn't be doing. But I'm also really looking forward to playing against another human person and seeing how that differs from playing against the AI. And who knows, maybe we'll throw in some bots as well and see how we do against bots, and see how that goes. So thank you very much for joining me. This has been an absolute pleasure and delight. Have a lovely evening, night, morning, day, depending on where you are in the world. I will also be playing board games during the week. On Monday, I will be playing a game called Maquis, which is just entering the last few days of Kickstarter. I'm really excited about that one because it is worker placement, which is another one of my my favorite genres. In which but it's interesting because it's a single player worker placement game. This is the first time that I've not played single player worker placement games. So very similar to here, it has automated setup and it will tell you where you're putting enemy units, and it's based on you being a member of the French Resistance during World War II in Vichy France. So very much looking forward to playing that. I will be learning that tomorrow probably, just so I don't embarrass myself completely. But yeah, playing that on Tabletop Simulator on Monday at 9 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And then on Wednesday, changing pace a little bit, after a poll on my Twitter, I will be playing the start of Project Triangle Strategy, which is the new tactical RPG from Square Enix. It's by the same people who produced the Bravely Default series and the Octopath Traveler, and it uses that same Octopath Traveler HD 2D style, where it's pixels on 3D graphics, pixel people on 3D graphics, and it's strategy RPG, so it's kind of board gamey, but also it's going to take into account elevation. So I guess the reason it's called Triangle Strategy is because you're thinking in 3 points. It's both like where you are in relation to the person, and then also triangulating, because if you stand on a hill, you can fire your bows and arrows further, which makes sense, and you have defensive bonuses if you're at the top of a hill, which is really fun. I don't think I've seen in a strategic RPG before, and that's kind of exciting. It's lots of board game, tabletop war game elements being brought into the world. So yes, once again, that'll be Wednesday at 9 p.m. GMT. So Maquis on Tabletop Simulator, 9 p.m. on Monday. Project Triangle Strategy Wednesday at 9 p.m. and then next Saturday, more Wingspan with Dandyfloss here at 9 p.m. GMT. In the meantime, thank you very much for having spent this time. I should find somebody to raid. I could have been doing that all the time where I was doing my my end of stream advertising. I could have been thinking, hey, who's online right now? I should do a raid because that's a thing that you do at the end of a Twitch stream. Oh, Lyri's online. She's great. I will be playing a game with her hopefully soon. We might be playing Armello soon, but I don't know that's definitely going to happen yet. So we are going to raid Lyri. Just as soon as I get the... There we go. And if you're going to join me, message is the admittedly slightly unimaginative go trade. Right. Are you ready, troops? Off gates.